We're going to start this video here in reverse. This is the worst thing for her. She hate to know when we're coming back home and she walking into that garage that's it. There's no more fun on the outside of the day. But anyway, her day started off really well. Today was the day that my wife was supposed to go and pick her up from school. I got off early, so I decided to go with her. As you can see here, when she see me in the car, you can see the excitement on her face. So, her afternoon really started off well. And we continue on with a good afternoon. I decided to take her out for daddy daughter walk. We left the mom at home. I just want to be out there with my daughter so we can conversate and do the things that we like to do. She likes to explore. She likes looking at the bees. She likes looking at the butterflies and whatever other critters that's running around out there in the desert. But this is what my life is really about. My life is really about my daughter and my wife. This is really important to me. I said before, I got a second chance to do it right, and I'm going to really take advantage of it. I like to have a conversation with her sometimes alone, find out how her school is going, what happened there, what new friends she makes. Hell, man, it is costing my wife and I an arm and a leg to send her to that school, but it is paying off. It is a pretty good preschool. There's a variety of kids going there from all different backgrounds, all different races, and that's another reason why we really chose to send her to that school because of the diversity. And that's going to really lead into what I'm really talking about here, what I want to talk about here on this video. Because these are conversations sometimes that I have with friends or, people are very curious. They want to know if me and my wife ever going to go back to the Philippines to live. My daughter is 2 years old. She's been to the Philippines twice. Well, actually, she's going to be three in a few months. And of course, we're going to take her back there. We try to make it an every year thing to introduce her to her mom's culture so she can see what it's really like to be there, see what it's really like to see what her mom went through when she was a little girl and how her mom grew up, that type of stuff. But the question that I normally get and the conversation that always comes up with me and some of my friends is, are we ever going to be taking our wives and kids back home to the Philippines? And for me, you know, that's something that really I thought about, and I have a conversation with my wife many times, and we kind of come to the conclusion that right now, this is not something that we really want to do. In our household, we try to have a stronghold on our daughter. We try to raise her the way that we want to raise her. We try to make our influence in the home so strong that when she goes out on the outside of the house, that she's not so easily influenced. I'm a very strict man. I grew up like that in the Caribbean, and I kind of carry that throughout my life. And I passed that strictness on to my daughter to a certain extent. You know, um, the influence in my home coming from my mom and dad was so strong that it was really, really hard for me to go on the outside and just fall into things that I see my friends were doing because I know deep down inside that it was wrong. I always have this fear that, listen, man, if I do this, what the hell is going to happen? What are my parents going to do to me? You know, um, the reason the reason why me and my wife we came to the decision that we truly don't want to take our daughter back to the Philippines is that, and I'm not saying America is perfect. America is not perfect. We have our issues here, but we know what America has done for my wife and I. It has done a lot. This country did us really well, coming from where we came from and seeing where we are today. I mean, of course, with hard work and determination. But if you look at my daughter is a complexion between my wife and I. And my wife always try to explain things to me about how things are in the Philippines, how they judge you and how you present, you know. She claimed that it's not racist. I don't know. I hear a lot of people say they're not really racist there. It's just how things really are. I'm not calling anyone saying that they are racist. But I want my daughter to grow up in an environment where she don't have to feel because of her complexion that she's not worthy of certain things. She's not worthy to get certain type of jobs. She's not worthy to say if she want to be an actress or something like that. She can't get it because of her complexion. And this is true. And I know for a lot of people, you guys are going to leave a lot of comment and say you guys don't experience that. But listen, it is there. I am hearing this firsthand from my wife and other Filipinos. So I'm not going to listen to you guys who are not born there. You guys, I'm not really going to listen to. I'm going to listen to my wife because she knows. If you look at my wife, she's considered to be beautiful in the Philippines because of her skin. Her skin tone makes her a beautiful person. It is the desire to have that type of skin tone for a lot of Filipinos. I mean, I was taken aback one year when I went there, years before my daughter was born, and I saw this billboard where you saw this lady up on the billboard. Same lady, on one side, she was dark, advertising skin whitening cream. And then the other side, that she was light. And the statement goes that the darker side of her wasn't really beautiful until she lightened her skin. Then she became beautiful. I don't want my daughter to be exposed like things like that. I don't want her to really grow up in that type of environment like that. That's not what I really want her to know. I want my daughter to see people who represent her in so many different ways. I don't want for her to ever think about she doesn't fit the criteria, for certain positions. She don't fit the criteria of the standard of beauty. Here in America, we don't have to worry about that because there's so many people who are around her who are doing so many wonderful things. Doctors, lawyers, educators, bankers, who looks like her. And those are the type of representation I want my daughter to look up to. Now, I'm not saying that the Philippines isn't a great place to be, but that's one of our main reasons why we don't want to actually take her back to the Philippines. That's it. Plain and simple. Now, I know a lot of people, they don't want to be honest. They don't ever really want to talk about the bad. But that is just one thing. That is just one major thing that's a sticking point for my wife and I not to want to take our daughter back there. Now she's back home. She's eating her apple. She's very happy. Now she can run up and down that long hall where we kept clay for her on the downstairs so she can play. But you guys always know what it is. I like to get straight to the point, say what I got to say without beating around the bush. But it is always peace and love, man. Peace and love. Peace and love. All right. Peace on out, people. Peace on out.